Before the game, Charles Barkley said he couldn't pick his elbow up past the top of his head. Well, after a little bit of work from the doctors and trainers, obviously he can rebound the basketball, and if you give enough time, he'll line up a three-pointer and put that one in the bottom of the net. He's feeling a little bit better now that the game has started.
Cartwright. Pippen gets inside, and he's rejected by West. Johnson knocked it away from Armstrong. It will be Chicago ball with 21 on the shot clock.
Something that they certainly can use, the presence inside of a shot blocker. West, whose minutes have been limited in the first two games, will block and change them.
And another block by West, but Cartwright able to recover. Suns lead 13-10. 4.5 gone by. Dumas. And Grant fires down to Armstrong. Grant could not complete it. Grant following up, not able to hit. And it's the Suns back to the offense. Barkley being guarded by Grant. Jordan over to help. Jordan playing halfway, giving Marley lots of room as Barkley puts on a gorgeous move and draws the foul. So Charles Barkley will go to the line. Horace Grant is called for the personal, his first.
Charles has done a little bit with his outside game, now a little bit with his inside game. He's feeling pretty good.
Timeout call. We'll be back after this.
And as US TV just goes into their first station break, Chris, it's probably a good time to talk about Barkley. He's under so much pressure. He was hired from Philadelphia after 8 seasons there with the specific goal of winning the NBA championship for the Phoenix Suns. The pressure must be immense.
You would think the pressure would be immense, but Charles Barkley's kind of funny. Just a couple days ago, he was saying that he doesn't view basketball as a life or death situation, or these games as a life or death situation. He goes out and plays each game, does his best, and when he goes home at night, he doesn't worry about it. So I think he's got a real healthy attitude. Some would say that perhaps he's a little bit too cavalier. In fact, he's been playing golf with Michael Jordan and just going out at night with him. So, one would question whether or not he's intense enough, but I think that he's handling it pretty well, and he's doing his best out there every night to win, and that's all he can do.
In fact, it's strange, the cooperation between those two guys. Apparently, Barkley actually had a late-night phone call from Jordan during the Suns' playoff against Seattle, just giving him some advice for the game.
They're real good friends. Through the Olympics and everything else, I guess they've become very close. And I would think that perhaps Jordan might even use that to his advantage a little bit, because Barkley hasn't been in the championships before and Jordan has. So maybe Jordan is getting just a little bit of an edge from their friendship. Maybe Barkley isn't playing quite as intense against Jordan as he might. Who knows? Hard to say. But well, I think it's a good relationship, and they're both doing their best. So we'll just see what happens with them.
Okay, well, it's amazing that Barkley was actually limited to 13 points in Game 6 against Seattle, a player of that caliber getting closed out so much.
Well, everybody has their off nights. Seattle was playing pretty tough, and it just wasn't that night, one of the nights when his shots weren't going. But then the next night he had 40-some-odd points and 20-some-odd rebounds. He came back real strong, and they won the series.
Okay, let's go back to the commentary from Chicago.
Michael Jordan coming off the sensational performance Friday night, 18 of 36, 42 points, 1 assist away from a triple-double. And Phil Jackson revealed to us just moments before the game that Michael was not exactly feeling 100% on Friday.
Going into Friday's game, I thought Michael was going to be maybe unable to play a lot of minutes. He had headaches. The doctor was looking at him for heat exhaustion or for some migraine potential headaches before that game. Gave him a heavy dose of Tylenol. That wasn't working. He went out in the court and said he felt better once he started playing and once he started getting into warm-ups. But we were quite concerned. He had to stop and shoot around during the morning. And yet, somehow or other, he found the energy from whence it comes. I don't know that he has. And only he has had that kind of energy of any player I've ever seen to fulfill a game, and not only that, but just finish a game as well as he did.
I asked Phil, was it perhaps the pressure from all the off-the-court publicity, the Atlantic City journey during the Knicks series, or the book that was released concerning his golf betting. He said, no, he played too much golf in Phoenix under 105-degree temperature, and perhaps that's how he got the headache. West with the rejection.
And rejection is number 25 now in the series for the Phoenix Suns. And gosh, thinking about that statement that Phil Jackson just made, I hope Phoenix wasn't listening to that, because he only had 42 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in that last game, not feeling well.
Well, right now, Phoenix is doing a wonderful job of team defense. Mark West, that's his 3rd block shot so far in this first quarter. Now, on the other side of that, Phoenix is looking like they're more of a concentrated team, especially in this first quarter. They look like they know what they want to do. They're playing better team defense, what I felt they had to do, and they're going out playing a good game so far.
Horace Grant called for that foul, and the Suns struggling at the line. 6:27 remaining in this first quarter. The Suns with a 15-10 lead. Let's go over to Hannah.
Well, Mark, during that last timeout, Charles Barkley checked in with team Dr. Richard Emerson regarding his injured right elbow. Of course, Barkley with a couple of rebounds early and a three-pointer, and he told the doctor, I think we're going to be all right. Mark?
All right, Hannah, Bill Cartwright has taken a huge number of shots in the early going. He's 2 for 7 from the field. That sometimes is a 2 or 3 game total composite for Cartwright. And Barkley is stopped. Here comes Pippen. He has Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong. That's a 2-pointer. His foot on the line. Suns 15 and the Bulls 14. And B.J. is opened up by hitting on 3 of 4.
And Chicago's backcourt now 5 for 7. Their front court players just 2 for 11 to open up the game.
Dumas had it knocked away. Last touched by the Bulls.
Charles Barkley gives away a lot of size. Now, most times he gets away with it, but Chicago is so athletic that they come at you with a number of people that can block shots, from Cartwright, who's not real big on that, to Grant, to Pippen and Jordan.
Barkley was stripped. 24-second violation as the buzzer sounded.
You see, what I think Phoenix needs to do, especially when they want to go into Charles Barkley, is do what Chicago do with Michael Jordan. Run a play away from him and then bring it to him. Let him be like the second option, but really he's the first option. But run the play away from him, then bring it to him.
And you saw Scott Williams over at the scorer's table getting set to check in for the Bulls' first substitution. Jordan changed his mind. Armstrong now working the right side. And Barkley able to rebound. The Suns 15 and the Bulls 14. Just under 5 minutes remaining. First quarter. Kevin Johnson. And the call is last touch by Jordan. So Phoenix maintains possession. It will be a combination of Scott Williams and Stacey King replacing Bill Cartwright and Horace Grant. Grant with the 2 fouls did not score. Cartwright leaves with 4 points.
Would you say that so far this has not been the explosive beginning that Chicago normally plans on? The crowd getting involved, and it's because of the good start by Phoenix.
Here's West. Dumas on the tip. And the Suns now lead by 3. Bulls try to break, but the Suns did get back. Jordan with room for 3. Yes! Michael Jordan has 7, and he has tied the game at 17. Oh, Armstrong went down, and a foul is called. Foul on West, who blindsided Armstrong. Mark West just apologized to B.J. Armstrong.
Well, what they're trying to do is take that pressure off of KJ and set a pick in the backcourt for him. And what they say, I guess he was moving when he decided to set the pick. See, you're going to see Mark West move over. But what that's going to do is remind B.J. all the time now to look up and look for that pick. Even though he got the offensive foul, Mark West, it's a good move to try to free up KJ.
Here is Pippen. Bulls with a 9-2 run have taken a 2-point lead. First time this evening that Chicago has the lead. Johnson accelerates. He could not penetrate the middle, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Well, in that last timeout, Ahmad Rashad mentioned that Phil Jackson stressed big men, get over and fight.